Hello, welcome to Transformers the show. We are just a wee bit earlier than normal as we're all getting very excited for the potential reveal of this new HasLab. I'm Jamie, aka Storm. Here we've got Andy. That's all for now, but hopefully maybe we'll get joined by some other people later. But I'm looking forward. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I want to see what it's going to be. I want to know if this is going to be a HasLab that I'm going to want immediately, or whether I'm going to say no, it's not for me, and then about 3 weeks down the line say no, I'm going to have to order it anyway, because that usually is the way it goes.
Oh, time for the intro. Well, it's good to see so many people in chat just getting excited as well. Now, before we discuss on the potentials of what we think it could be, we've only got about 8 minutes before the show starts. Remember what came before? HasLab Unicron. A wonderful must-have for any collection, unless, of course, you have a normal size house. But it's not a must-have, and it's definitely far too big.
It feels like an in memoriam section.
Yeah. And then who can remember the cheeky toy? It looked as though it had been put for the windscreen of a car for many people when they first received it. Star Saber, or Victory Saber, with his friend Leo. But where you had the highs of Unicron and the lows of Star Saber, out of the darkness came Diphsaurus, where the quality control was perfection, where you felt you had a premium product. And you know what? It took the sting out of waiting an extra month of everyone else, because it's a wonderful product to have in hand. And the quality control, as I said, to me, it was astounding. When you had it so bad from Victory Saber, I just don't know how you would have to have Victory Saber to realize why this guy is so much good. I mean, he might not have been that great if he just Victory Saber was half decent without quality control. I don't know, but he just looks amazing to me.
Definitely, yeah, definitely agree. I think the problem with Star Saber, Victory Saber, whatever you want to call him, they tried to do so much in it that it just not everything was as polished. Whereas with Desaurus or Desaurus or Des, as I like to call him, it feels like you're getting, I don't want to say this, yeah, your money's worth, I guess. I don't know, is it worth £180 or whatever you're paying on the secondary market, or the aftermarket? Maybe not, but it's still bloody good. So yeah. Put your hands up in the chat if you've got Desaurus and whether you think it was worth it. And if you don't think that,
yeah, the privileged few,
the elite,
the true chuggers.
Let's not get into that one.
But there's a lot of gossip of what's going around. Obviously, we mentioned Megan Fox. That's not going to happen this year. We haven't got the technology yet, but there is a potential for, like, some people have figured in Primus.
Yeah, Cybertron Primus is one that people have thought of, but again, going by the clues as we discussed on Friday night in that little teaser that the Hasbro guys put out, I don't know if we get the hint from maybe Omega, because he got the Omega lock with the old Cybertron Primus, but I'd like to see it, but I don't know.
We've got some combiners, haven't we? Is it Leo Kaiser, as we mentioned?
Leo Kaiser, that's come up for some people's choice as a possible one, yeah. And combiners, I mean, some people have said, why not a Devastator after the Combiner Wars one, an improved version. But again, there was nothing in that little teaser that gave us for me anyway, gave a hint towards Devastator. I'd like to see it, but I just don't see it at the moment.
And we've got, well, you mentioned it, Studio Series 86 Devastator. That's what people would love to have. Maybe with better articulated individual components this time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're not bad, but they are not bricks. They just don't have the articulation you kind of would want, do they?
Yeah, I think bricks have got a slightly more articulation, personally. Jinrai's been put out there.
Now, you see, I'd take that because that's Power Master Optimus Prime for us in the West. So, for me, that would be a must-buy. That would be a definite pickup. Again, I want to see it. I'd love to. I'll be ecstatic if it is. My wallet won't be, and the wife probably won't be either. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed.
For those in the know, what about a life-size Autobot city?
Metroplex, like if they did it like the actual movie colors, and and it was bigger and obviously better engineering.
You want
life size? Well, I mean, life size. That's definitely going to be
a few trucks.
I'd love a life size one, but I feel like that one's probably going to be out of my financial reach to buy a city. What else? What else?
Cybertron, is that life size? I don't know.
Life size planet. I always wondered how big Cybertron actually is, though. Like if it was in real life compared to the Earth, because they've had the cartoon. It appeared, didn't it, in the atmosphere in that episode, and then in the Dark of the Moon again, and he didn't look that big, to be honest.
Earth's a particularly quite small planet, really.
I thought so.
It's a life-giving planet. It's actually quite small. In fact, almost too small to be properly sustained life. But it's done it. So well done, Earth. But
science, baby.
Yeah, but you'd think Cybertron would be bigger since it's got bigger mechanoid life. But
exactly, yeah. Although it's all city-states, so maybe it's not. Maybe that's why it's not as big. But anyway, and then we haven't mentioned the big one, have we? The one that
it's animated Omega Supreme.
And yeah.
And then I've got what you were mentioning at the very start, Omega Prime.
Yeah, so RID. So there was the Omega hint in the teaser, and the bit about fire up your engines, which obviously fire engines, RID Prime. So there are quite a lot of people who I think if they were betting, men and women and whatever, would be putting their money on Omega Prime. But we just don't know, and that's the fun of it, isn't it? To watch now, find out, and then bitch about it later on the forums like everybody does.
Are we going to be financially ruined for Christmas later this year? Or will it be something we don't want, so we'll be okay? Oh, it's exciting.
I can guarantee I'm going to be financially ruined. I've got 4 bloody kids. But you'll be fine. You'll be all right. I'm not worried about you. 8 kidneys. When you think about it. Yeah, that's the best way to think about it. Whose organs can I harvest to pay for this? Yeah. Oh, look, the countdown, 52 seconds.
I think harvest is such a strong word to use.
Borrow? If this comes up in a court case, I'm going to be gutted.
You don't think all those toys were free, do you?
Got to pay for them somehow. Yeah. Did we get anything else in the chat? I'm just having a look. Yeah, there is a 4-foot Metroplex. Yeah, I know, but it's not Hasbro, is it? It's not official. So...
I mean, Rudy's going for an upscaled Ladybird book. I like it.
Classy. We enjoy that. They'll save the Megan Fox till it's the 10-year anniversary of the first film, I'm sure. So 20-year anniversary rather. 2027. There you go. Wow.
Ooh.
RJ's 19 seconds. You should be watching our stream then, and our stream alone, RJ. Here we go.
Hey Transformers fans, welcome to another Transformers Tuesday. This one, very exciting, clearly doing HasLabs, joined by our good friend Unicron. We got Victory Saber and our good friend the Space Chicken Deathsaurus back here. Hopefully all of you have your Deathsauruses in hand. I've been seeing a lot of great posts about that.
Yeah, people seem pretty happy with him. I'm happy that he's finally reaching everywhere now.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's been great.
It's great.
All right.
Thanks,
we've teased a lot of stuff. I've said Omega level HasLab for a few months now, dating back to PulseCon, a couple interviews that happened throughout the time since then.
Yep.
So I don't think we should just show the fans finally what this is.
Okay. Yeah.
Straight
we're just
into it,
going to
Jamie.
cut right to it. Here we go.
All right. Let's roll our video.
Oh, it is robots in disguise. There he is.
Omega Prime. I'm going to buy it.
Anybody get a time on how long before he broke there?
Like it. I think we need to dance to this. I can dance better.
You're just more enthusiastic. It looks all right for RID Prime.
The secret base mode still pish.
Yeah, they always are. became a good one. Who's in the chat saying, I told you so? See, that looks kind of cool. And a Magnus, the Borders dude. Wherever you are, John.
I think you'll find it was our number one choice.
We did say it was the most likely.
Yeah.
We knew.
Although my heart was going, Autobots, Megan Fox. I would
In that
actually like
order.
Autobots more. Yeah.
Oh, and you get blue bolts. Excellent. Well, there you go. Let's end the stream there. No, I'm joking.
Ah, we could have this as silent disco music. Some people are going past. Some people are shouting Visto. I don't know what that means.
Visto! Visto will be in for this, I'm sure. Oh, Matrix Blade. Jesus, wept. That's one heck of a sword. Combinable global space bridge display stands. Oh, it's got the heights on them just for Alexis.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if this gets backed. Don't get me wrong, I think there'll be a lot of fans, but will there be enough?
I'll tell you what, though. I feel confident in getting just one copy. You know.
Only the one?
Yeah. Because I think Victory Saber, a lot of people were buying 2 copies of Div Solace just so they can swap parts. But because it was so good, they're like...
You only need to get one.
Yeah. I mean, unless you go back to Victory Saber standard, then
So
it's
there
like...
you have it. HasLab, Omega Prime from Robots in Disguise. There was clearly people that were on this. Clearly, a lot of options, right?
Yeah.
Clearly.
So Legacy United, we're celebrating all 40 years of Transformers history, bringing in people from every bit of entertainment. So when we started talking about what should we be doing for our 40th anniversary HasLab, we kind of honed in on the middle of Transformers history and our most iconic character being Optimus Prime. And this is kind of where things settled on. So let's talk about him and his gray model.
I would have just cried.
Yeah, a little bit. So first off, obviously, we're working with Yuki-san over at Takara Tomy on this, who happened to design the original figure 20 years ago. So we're happy to be bringing this back. I know I have notoriously said Optimus Prime will never be a HasLab, and I was so very wrong. But I've never been more happy to be wrong. Yeah, because this figure is absolutely
potential price £250.
Render image that was in the video of him. We can check him out here in his glorious red deco. We will have a painted model soon, but you can see he's going to look very screen accurate. So, but yeah, let's go. Let's talk back more about this model now that we showed that.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, red fire truck Optimus Prime.
Does it come with a designer?
I hear you like your Optimus Prime fire truck.
I do.
I don't think Caveman's a fan.
A normal flat nose truck, that's great, but when you're fighting,
is it up on Pulse, RJ?
His alt mode serves a purpose of helping people.
That's true,
and that just makes more sense for his character.
And how much is it up on Pulse, RJ?
And everybody has like a
can't be bothered to look.
Series.
You tell
me. When we were talking to people about why
you're 19 seconds ahead.
Doing this, a comment
you're in the
that kept
future.
coming up was, what was everybody's dream toy that they could never get? And
240. Yeah,
Magnus
Pygmy was right.
Robots in Disguise came up quite often,
and with wheels that will no longer
200 and
yes. So we're going to start right there. There is no rubber, no PVC tires in this. They will be ABS, so they will last forever. But yes, so this guy also has no electronics. We're going to just make sure that everybody knows that as well. So we're actually able to use his backpack to serve a bunch of other functions to improve upon the figure, which is essentially what this does. It takes everything that was great about the original and we've upped its game to the next level. He's got ankle tilts. One of the simple things that I think people will enjoy
the originals.
On the original figure.
People still manage to pick up boxed, sealed versions of the original.
So remember this being a big back and forth while we were working.
And then you can do a comparison.
Not like big, but like something we were like, we need to update it.
Yep, exactly. And that became a very like, oh yeah, just like the anime then. So that was great. Obviously, he's got
it will be interesting to see how far it's back and how many
levels, as we always say. And a lot of what we did here is that we were focusing on how to make this Optimus Prime support his combined.
Which we've had before, haven't we?
To make sure that
how many
it can
people
be the
will
best
cry.
it can be. which is what I'm really happy to show off with this guy.
All
Well,
right.
be like
So for our next
mini-cons.
image, let's take a look at the fire truck
Well,
base
mini-cons
mode.
in time.
We have
I
this
don't know.
render of all the way that's going to look, and then we can transition here to the gray model for that as well after we take a look at this image.
Mhm.
So let's take a look at the base mode.
Just
there.
give us time to swap
As you
them
can
over.
see, it's really big. That's great. So, but yeah, when you come back out, like, doesn't even fit in the frame when we come back from
Yeah.
the image transition. It's perfect.
Hmm.
So,
And I feel like real quick, I should probably show just so people get a
oh, right.
sense of the
We
size.
need our size.
Yep. Here we go. Here's the Lex Class Siege Hound, just so everybody can. This guy is practically a 1-for-1 size-wise of the original toy, which those original toys were very big.
Yeah.
So it makes this guy very impressive. Okay.
There's our buddy. So yeah, so you can see the base mode. There's a lot going on here.
Mhm.
Have the ladder, have the fire hose, gun, water hose.
Do you know,
at
the
top
base
there,
mode
right?
looks better, great.
A couple of things to talk about on this one. So the original
See if you can
chair
buy that
seat
instead.
for the ladder.
Yeah.
It was originally used for Diaclone figures.
Okay.
You could stick them in there. So what we've done is we've actually increased the size here so that Titan Master figures can now sit in there.
Perfect.
And not only that, they can also sit up in the bucket.
Well, I think you'll
for
find some
folks.
people actually have
So,
Diaclone figures, and we can
If you have a
use
couple
it.
Titan Master figures at home, you can have them play with the base and interact with it a little bit more. But yeah, obviously the ladder raises. It's going to be on a ratchet joint. It still has the missile functions, but it is not a spring-loaded gimmick anymore.
It's still quite an
we've-
interesting
I've
choice.
taken
That
those
they
kind of
actually
things
went
out
with
just
it.
so that we can put as much
I think a
more of the
Prime
effort and
I
tooling
would have maybe
just to
expected
make
being the
figure
40th
better and
anniversary.
sturdier.
But yeah, it's a bit.
But I mean, the base
What
is
made them
great.
say
But I guess we should just go to the
Transformers
super mode,
RID?
right?
Right,
Because
yeah,
that's
so-
everybody's
Prime.
favorite.
The next image here, you'll see that you can pull part of the fire truck apart to do
But the
those shoulder
Bluetooth,
cannons.
that
that,
anything to do
Optimus
with,
makes and uses in the show.
the
So take a
Armada
look at that
figure doing
render
quite
image. You can
particularly
see, so
well.
kind of the
Well,
peaks
probably,
that
yeah.
become part of his super
And this
mode.
is,
Also
from
go
those
on
people
his
I know who are
shoulders.
fans
You
of
can see the pegs
RID,
there on the
this
gray
is
model
one of
as
the
we go
that's
through
supposedly
it.
one of the
Which
best
we've
figures
improved a lot
from
of
the
the
original
connections
toy
to a little
line.
bit more
So
detail
it
in
kind of
this.
makes sense that
So
they're
maybe they'll
redoing
work
it.
with
I
some
just
other
didn't think we
figures
get
that
it as a
we have, just
HasLab.
because now we're really heavily into our 5mm port
Because
system.
they're saying
Yep.
it's almost
So,
the same
Part of
size
the
as the
staple of
original.
generations
Does
at
it
this
not
point, like
make more
something
sense to go and look
established
for the
for
original like you
Cybertron
suggested?
forward. So,
Mm.
so yes, we have that image there, and then
The
we'll take a look
original
at
is
the super mode
is
image
a
here.
great
You can
toy,
see
but of
him
its
all
time.
armored up with all of the pieces.
That's the look
And this is
of
what
all
he's
of them that
gonna
I
look
like.
when he gets to be a big boy, about 11.5 inches, I think, once you put all the stuff on him. So
British standard
Remember
size.
yeah, so there you see him
Imperial.
in the super mode. We're starting to get him going.
we're starting, and there's something that I wanted to talk
What's
about.
it in
So
feet? That's what I want to
essentially, when Optimus Prime, the
know.
original toy, which
Ultra Marcus has
weighs
pointed out only
very
G1 is
frequently.
40 years old. I'm
Just
confused.
because
Yeah,
he's
I
supporting
get
a lot
that,
of weight right
Marcus.
there.
I
Do you know
do.
what?
Because we removed the
Ultra
electronics,
Marcus,
his
I
backpack
agree
now
with you.
can act
Let's
as
start
extra
a
support.
two-man rebellion.
Yeah, so that can come down.
I very much doubt it'll just be the two.
And I don't want to say it acts like a girdle, but
Oh,
it
lovely.
gives him more ab crunch support. So
Oh.
he'll definitely be able to support more of the armor weight and not flop around. So it's a wonderful little addition that we've added in to make sure.
You
that
heard it
he's
here
sturdier
first.
and can
Ultra
be the best
Magnus
toy
has
out
started the
there.
petition.
All right.
You
So
complain
let's take another look at
about
that render
this
image so you
choice.
can see exactly.
Hello
the
Shade's right. They
super
did a
mode
yellow
Optimus you're
repaint
gonna
of this
get.
for the
Very
original
clearly,
toy, so we'll probably
gonna have a
not
lot
get
of
that.
bright red color since he's a fire truck. But let's transition back to the gray model here. Evan just got done converting him into super mode.
That'll be the next HasLab
Optimus Prime,
project.
super mode.
If you can do
a
this,
lot
you can do a
going
Power
on.
Master Optimus
Yes,
Prime.
so this series kind of
Yeah.
canonized like
Sorry,
Optimus Prime
didn't
You know,
versus
the
whichever
Optimus
version.
trailer,
Yeah.
which is
The
always
more
such a
I'm
fun
starting
little
to be
gimmick because now that
disappointed
is
it's not
always
a
a
Power
given.
Master Optimus
But
Prime, Andy.
I love this design so much, mostly because of just how.
Well, if
different
we
it is
rebel,
compared to
that's what we
everything
can
else.
order them to get for us.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah,
Like,
just like-
the asymmetry
yeah.
of it. Ah, yeah, I love it too. Actually, speaking of that bandolier,
Oh, bandolier.
just for comparison, let's bring out the original toy.
There you
As
go.
well.
So you can see what the original
Just
looks
so
like.
everybody
Jamie.
can see.
Wow.
I brought this from home.
I'm jealous.
which is
I
why
love
it's
that you brought it from
technically
home.
We didn't say his home.
So he will have
Someone's
like all
home.
the same features that the original toy had, obviously, but you can very much see how the proportions have been vastly improved.
Afternoon, Stuart.
Which again is because we thickened up those thighs and we thickened up some
Oh.
of the limbs.
He's been doing his squats. It took him 23
He
years,
has.
but he's here.
But one of the interesting things is he's now tall enough that the ladder no longer needs to fold in order for him to stand up straight.
Oh.
It's
He'll
just a
still
nice
sit on the
little
floor, though.
So he will, of course, have access to the Matrix. In English, this was the Matrix of Leadership, but in Japanese, it was the Energon Matrix.
Okay.
So in our version, in this new HasLab version, the Energon Matrix is actually going to be a separate part that you can take out. It was just a decoed piece in the original. We are also going to have vac metal and the hot foil stamping that this one had.
Ooh.
So the antenna and the eyes will be vac metal, and then we are going to hot foil stamp like the
Yeah,
Autobot
we've got a ladder
logo on his
system which
mandolin.
now doesn't need to compact,
yeah,
so we
it-
didn't
it's
bother.
Like he's got
That's where the
ankle
money's
tilts now,
gone.
so he can pose out. I don't. It's just. It's
I
so
can't
much
tell
fun.
if this knows
Yeah,
being
There's a
serious or
lot
not.
going on.
yeah. Which, granted, this is a rapid prototype model, so while I am transforming it and showing it off, there's not. I can't show you everything because I'm so afraid I'm going to break it. But do know, like, yes, this is going to be a fantastic figure.
All right. So that does it for Optimus. Clearly, there's more to this, right? Can't do Omega Prime without
No.
his brother, as he's known in this series. So let's take a look at Ultra Magnus here in his bot mode in the render. You can see the colors. There's a lot of blues in this. So there's this nice
He's
bright,
got big
bright
boots.
blue, light blue, a royal blue.
He never skips
a
leg
lot
day,
of
this lad.
stark whiteness that's going on there that
Oh my
Ultra
God.
Magnus is very much
His
known
eyes are
for. But
Staring into
also
your soul.
huge, right? Like this guy comes out, he's commander size from the get-go. So let's
Yeah.
take a look at his gray model.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is a car-carrying truck.
Yeah.
Like, he's ginormous,
Oh,
as he's
dear.
meant to be. Which actually, I guess, let's show
The leg
comparison
a
real
little
quick,
bit
so
too
that they can see them next to each
ridiculously.
other.
It's like 2/3 of his entire body is legs.
Yeah.
You can clearly see that Ultra Magnus comes out of the box. in his
It
commander
is,
height.
Matt,
He
Ultra
doesn't
Arcus.
need
That
to
is a
be
lot of
super
leg.
loaded up to be that big.
No, he's just that big.
And Hound
for
and
scale.
Hound for
He's
comparison.
got legs
Yeah,
and knows
yeah.
how to use
Yeah,
them.
he's my special scale little boy. So,
All right, let's talk about Ultra Magnus here. There's a lot going on. He's got
There
them,
is.
some wide feet to hold himself up because
He
he's a
is.
carrier.
Ultra Magnus, he joins the 70% leg club that is exclusively him and Beast Machine's
See,
Theodore,
it's not
I
just
think.
us.
But it's such an iconic design that I love it to death. Yeah, again, he will have all the same features that the original toy had, but we've added ankle tilts. We've made sure to give him more like strength
Articulation.
area so that he can pose out a lot better. Another fun thing, and this is kind of a reference to the Japanese continuity of this, he actually will have a spot for the Energon Matrix in his chest. And he
Oh,
will
that's a
come with an
lot
Energon
of
Matrix. We
space
just didn't
there.
have two printed
A
with
lot
the
of space for
whole
the
thing.
actual Matrix.
But yeah, he will finally get his own Matrix.
It only took him 23 years.
Oh
He
my.
finally got him.
Only.
All right, so let's take a look at the render of the vehicle mode for him. So
Yes.
you can clearly see big truck, car carrying, will fit
That
deluxe.
looks
Big
like
truck.
Siege
Up to
Ultra
3
Magnus.
deluxe car box.
Oh.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Siege Ultra Magnus's
And then
design
you
was
can kinda
kind
see
of
on the
inspired
top
by
of the
this version of
image
Ultra
here,
Magnus.
there's something else going on.
Oh.
Ultra Magnus was, known for that cannon weapon that he had in the show,
Mhm.
but Yuki and you kind of took it a lot further this time than last time.
It was all Yuki, and I'm going to start by showing the original. So this is Ultra Magnus's blaster pack, I guess is what I'm going to call it. This was blue bolts. On the first day when we kicked this off and we were talking to Yuki, he had a napkin sketch that was just like, I want to turn blue bolts into a weaponizer. And he showed it, and I was like, oh, that's my favorite thing ever. So yeah, here we go. Here is our updated Blue Bolts weapon pack. And if you'll give me a moment, I'm going to
Yeah, so
transform it.
while you transform it, we'll show the render on screen. You can see Blue Bolts here officially, deluxe size weaponizer.
I know it's an iconic
apart,
design,
but
but I would have
also
liked
is,
it if it was like an exosuit
Ultra
thing
Magnus's
where you could have
weapon
took it
from the
off.
show.
Yep.
Has he got a
Clearly
screaming
blue,
face in his chest?
Very much like this original piece that we
It
had.
looks like that, doesn't it?
Original toy.
Mhm.
It
Oh
really
my-
does.
it's-
He's a big
the
boy.
horror.
Right.
I mean, he's truck, so he's like our standard armorizer size.
Where he keeps the
Um,
souls of his victims.
I just his stylization and his design is so iconic, and it feels like it fits in so well that it feels like something that should have always been.
I also can't wait to see what the community does with this armorizer for
Mhm.
all of the other crazy builds they've been doing. So this is going to be fun because now you guys need extras. And
Well, see,
Yes.
that's the reason
Another
I think
fun
a lot
feature
of
that
people
he
will
has
buy
is
this
that
now,
when he
Andy.
does break apart into his components,
Sorry, mate, I missed that. What
he
was
will
that?
fill out
People
some
will
of those
buy
kind of
this now
gappy
for the
areas
extra
that are in
character.
Ultra Magnus. That he
Yeah,
has
the
just for
weaponizer.
the penultimate scene that we're
That's
going to get
it.
to here in this
The
HasLab.
minute they put an extra
Um,
character,
but
which
yeah,
you
here
can't
we
get
go.
a vintage version
Mhm.
of,
Robot mode.
they've sealed it.
Well, isn't he kind of a new
Now for
character? Because
comparison.
before
Now
it was
for
just a
comparison,
gun.
so
So they've
everybody can
created
see.
a character.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Now
I
that
love
it
the
isn't a
stylization
vintage,
about him. Like,
Yeah, new character.
so
People
good.
buy it
you
and
know,
then sell
isn't
off.
a
love it to
vintage
death.
version of him. It's a new
All right,
character, so they'll
let's
have to
put
get it.
Optimus
They'll
back
sell
up
off
here in
Omega
super
Prime,
mode. We'll take Hound
Just
away
minus the weaponizer.
and this, and
Yeah.
we'll show it. But while Evan's getting that, let's show the render image. You can see all three pieces here in the offering in this render shows their heights, shows exactly what's
Of
going
course,
on.
you're going to
shows
have
you your
lots of
colors.
people saying
You know,
they're
deco
happy
subject
with
to
the
change, although we're
original.
pretty locked in. So these
Yeah.
will
That's
be
what my
very close.
granddad said
But
about
we
his
still gotta get to
car.
production, so anything's possible. But here you can see your 3 pieces that will be
Nice
coming in
penny
this HasLab
farthing.
base offering. Only 10,000 backers
Yes.
needed to get this display on the table right now.
Yeah, if we're
So-
showing this, should we? Let's here, just so everybody. I'm gonna
Let's
grab
compare.
RJ's
yeah.
usual classy self
Just so
calling
everybody
blue
can see
bolts
what's
blue
going on.
balls.
Ultra Magnus, I'm sorry. Can you? Just...
Oh, hello. We get a size
There we go.
comparison. Let's have a
Here we
look.
go. So I'm gonna show some comparison with Star Saber, obviously. So you
These
can
old
kind of see
views
what
getting
all
on
you're getting in
Diff
this
size.
package, and this was everything that you got previously.
Boo!
And
Boo that man.
then- oh,
I thought it
the
was
swords
chucked
are
through a
so
window
wide.
before we
Oh,
all got it.
Okay, well, let's see if I can get him on there. Here, I'm sorry, Star Saber.
Boo,
You're
you
not in
have him
bot
in his
mode. Oh, whatever.
Dino mode, beast mode.
People will get it. There we go.
So yeah, clearly a lot in this offering.
Yep. Well, we tried.
yeah.
We're trying to get everything in there that we can to make this as, I don't know,
Do
pleasing
you know
of an
what would have
offering
been
as
awesome,
possible.
Paul?
So the
Human
next image we're going to
accessory
show,
figures.
clearly
should be one
this
of the
all went
stages.
down in the show of
Or
making
one of the
Omega
Maybe it
Prime.
will be.
What did they
When
call it
Ultra
again?
Magnus tried to
Stage rank?
steal the
Is it
power of the Matrix from Optimus by shaking his
special?
hand. So a
I've
big
never
feature
seen
of this toy
everyone-
is the fact
I want to say
that
it's
these
rank.
two can shake
No,
hands.
T-
So let's
it
take a look
is.
at the render here of how that
They do
goes
it as
together.
letters,
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we're going to put
Rather
this
than
down on
ranks,
Omega
which
Prime.
sounds too
Yeah,
much like
here we
ranks.
go.
All right, so you can see here on the screen the
So human
infamous
characters
handshake
is
where
maybe
Ultra
a tier
Magnus
one,
tries
not
to
an
steal
extra
the
step,
Matrix
actual
from
human
Optimus,
characters would be
which
cool.
kickstarts us into the official creation of Omega Prime. So now let's look at him in all of his gray
here we go.
glory
Yep.
here in front of us.
Yeah. Oh,
No
such a
expense
beautiful
spent.
I just give
design.
an idea. A
And you
Transformers
can really
official
see, I think,
choir.
on this model. Okay, yeah, let's show this off first before I bring out the original. Just because, look at how well the proportions are in this. Like he carries all this armor so well. He looks so good, and the posability is all there.
So does the ladder come off then?
Summon you on top. As
There's a
well
lot of
to kinda
parts forming.
complete this.
I'm not sure. I think so. It must
Yeah,
do because
power
it was
type
part of
model,
the base,
maybe.
wasn't it? When they were taking the
Mhm.
base
Forward.
apart, the ladder was
Yeah.
separated.
Yep. So obviously there he is armed out with blue bolts. So Ultra
I'm
Magnus's
actually
chest
going to have
piece
to
will be
order
back
this, Andy.
metalized
The
as well,
question
just like
is,
the
do I
original
order
toy,
two?
to make sure that we get
The question
shiny
is, if I
silvers and
order
blues
two,
in there
do
to
I
make
tell
this
me when?
pop as good as possible.
I don't think the question is whether you order two.
a
I think
really
the
fun
question is whether
point,
you tell me, Lynn, you've ordered
I don't know
two.
if anybody had the original toy, but the bicep parts of Ultra Magnus, after you put them into Omega Prime mode, I almost said.
Damn it.
They just kind of like dangled, and there wasn't anywhere to put them. So we made sure, Yuki made sure, let's say, that he actually has very decent and good storage back here now. So it looks very clean and complete.
Storage.
It's really nice.
I like it.
It's a beautiful sculpt. It's a beautiful toy. And the original is also a beautiful toy.
Jeez,
They
you just have
appear?
2 of these things?
So, funny story about that.
Okay, Birdie's treating you well.
Later in life, I did acquire these just because, like many others, I could not find them when the show originally happened. And you can only display them like this, right? And then you have a lot of the leftover armor bits from Optimus Prime.
No, Jonathan, he's
I was
quite
at a
happy.
flea market somewhere, and someone was
Ah,
selling
good.
just
I
the
thought
base
you were going to
body of Optimus
disappoint me
Prime,
there, Paul, by
not in the
saying
best
you were happy with
quality,
the
but it
original
was
and you're going to stick with it. But no,
$5. And it's like, I just need that to store the armor. And so that's what that was.
Perfect.
But yeah, another nice thing, Ultra Magnus's head is completely hidden in our new one. You can kind of see it pop out over here just because there's not really any storage for it.
So much going on here.
It does have a lot going
Gosh,
on.
we're still on the base offering too. We haven't even talked about tiers yet, have we?
We haven't even talked about price yet.
No, we haven't done that either. All right. So let's take a
Yeah.
look. So you can clearly see on the original toy all the colors. Let's take a look at that render of
Yep.
him kind of heroically posed out, all the color going on there. And that is your Omega Prime offering in color. That's the base
It's
offering.
got
Again, 10,000 backers
425
needed.
backers already.
Again, or I guess the
on
first
its
time,
way.
not again, but $249.99 for this. But clearly,
Yep.
we have more. There's more. It was in that launch video. So let's talk about Tier 1. We're going to leave him in Omega Prime mode. So Tier 1 is your Matrix Blade. This comes in the final episode of the show. Essentially, the Matrix turns into a giant weapon, right? And like
They
everybody,
Alexis would
gives
be
their
happy with
energy.
that
They
accessory.
supercharge the energy of the Matrix.
That's what it was.
For several
It creates-
reasons.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Matrix Blade.
It's only kind of big, just a little.
Just a little bit.
Little
It's
bit.
meant to be wielded by Fortress Maximus as well. So,
So
Pretty
yeah.
sure he's having
so
to
this
hold
will
it
be
together
tier
there.
1.
This is your tier 1. Again, the jump here will be
13,000
backers. So
for
at
that.
13,000 backers, you're all getting your Matrix Blade to complete your Omega Prime.
There's no
Let's
way
take
I'll
a
be able
look
to
at
take a
this
picture
image
of
here
that.
where it shows the height comparison, so you can see the full height of Omega Prime in his color. You can
where's
see the
Hound?
height comparison of the Matrix Blade next to him. So a lot going on.
See, for Darkmane, it is very
hold the sword
wobbly, but I think that's because
so that's tier 1, and then tier 2. We haven't done a HasLab without a display base yet, so we're going to keep going with that because this is very clearly part of Transformers DNA.
It is.
But there was a great concept of how we do the display bases here.
This one's a little bit interesting. Before, we've only ever offered you 1 base, but we'll actually be offering you 2 in this one because obviously this is coming with
Alexis,
2
nice and positive as always.
And they are all.
He does love his Hasbro
that
stuff.
Is based off of the global
Space bridge?
Yeah, the global space bridge, or the Cybertronian net in Japanese, I think is what it was. So
Bill should
one of the fun things is obviously you can display both of them in robot mode on these, but you can take these arms off,
and I think there's actually more people
and they actually
than I
interlock
suspected.
to form a piece of the road.
So now
Quite
you can
possibly.
And
play
as you
it
said,
cross
it's
mode
still available
if
to
you want
get
for either
in
vehicle
mint
on your
condition.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you can
It's
get
just a
them in
nice little
decent
fun
condition.
little thing.
perfect.
I mean,
And we should mention that
and how
you can
cheap
use
they are.
either arm and 1 display base to also display your Omega Prime.
Well, I
in
hope
its
to go
combined
to
mode.
Japan,
So
obviously,
there's
as
a
a
lot of
roving reporter
displayability
for
here.
Transformers.
Again, another
Show.
obviously.
Maybe I'll pick up
3,000
one there.
backers. So we get to 16,000 backers. You'll get your 2 display stands as well as your Matrix Blade. Because
yeah.
this thing's awesome.
It's got it.
And your base offering of 3 characters.
Very
which
good,
become
Ultra
one
Marcus.
giant
Very good.
character. So it's like Commander Plus scale-ish, right? Like it's bigger than Victory
So
Saber.
you get a bit of
It
road.
definitely is. There he is.
So good.
Just for comparison. And then obviously we have all the leftover armor bits from the super mode for Optimus Prime.
So there is a lot going on.
See, I
So,
love the
there's a
Star
lot going
Saber
on.
I mean, that
figure.
kind
I
of-
still have a
that's all the
fondness there.
things. Campaign
I
is
don't
live
like
now.
him
I'm
in
sure a
his
bunch of you have already backed.
Victory Saber form.
No, you see, I'm not as much of a fan.
There's just a lot of fun, interesting things
I'm just
going
gonna-
on. I think
Be
we're
1 second,
shocking
my dog's
fans quite
going
a
crazy.
bit.
I just want to make
I
sure
think
it's not a
been
problem.
fun
I'll be
to watch
right
people
back.
argue back and forth about we're never doing a Prime as a HasLab.
well, that's because I said that.
I'm not sure how
Oh,
much
that
the
was me
original
being
box
dumb.
would
But yeah,
cost.
so
I know in
when you get a
Japan
chance,
it's going to be obviously
go
cheaper
watch that
being
launch video
there.
again. We'll get that up there.
I'll
This
ask
will
Andy
be
when he
on,
comes back.
rebroadcast on YouTube. You guys can keep watching this video,
Mhm.
get to know about it. Head to the Hasbro Pulse site, back this HasLab. The campaign is active live now through March 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
Okay.
you have 44-ish days, I think is how the math worked out on this. We're ending on Transformers Thursday. We're going to be doing some stuff in March to celebrate the 40th anniversary, so we're kind of aligned this to that. But yeah, so again,
That's great.
Optimus Prime, you get super mode Optimus Prime.
Yep.
When you add a fire truck, Ultra Magnus that comes with all new Armorizer Autobot Blue Bolts.
Mhm.
So you're getting 3 characters in the base offering, 10,000 backers, $249.99.
Yep.
Tier 1 unlocks at 13,000. You're getting the Matrix Blade in its almost 2-foot glory. And then at 16,000 backers,
When
you
asked
will
how much the
unlock 2
old
display
vintage
stands.
version
You
would
can display
cost.
both bots individually,
Mhm.
or you can display Omega Prime.
I have no idea.
Playing stuff
Is
in
somebody
the
asking in
vehicle mode.
the?
So,
Chat,
for anybody,
chat.
if you're not already a Hasbro Pulse Premium member, this is a good time to get in. You get free shipping, so that's a very good bonus there if you want to get in on that.
250 quid.
We'll have tons
Unexpected.
of other updates for everybody. We'll see
We
you
will.
all when we hit funding for the base tier.
I
Let
want
you
a
know
red
it's
carpet.
going
I want
into
my
production.
Yodel delivery man
And
walking
then
down the
we'll be
red
back a
carpet.
couple more times. We have a
Someone with
painted
power
model that is
petals
on
throwing
its
it
way.
down as he walks.
Evan and I are actually going to take that to an event, show it off, and then we're going to do some photo shoots.
I
and
want
we'll be
Mark
back
to
here
deliver it
show
to my
off
house in
the actual
person,
painted model.
and then stay
Yeah.
for
I
a
guess
chat.
look forward to more updates. Honestly, any questions, any comments, people know we have socials that they can reach out to us too. And yeah, we'll answer any questions that we can.
So don't forget, like, subscribe, share on YouTube, follow Hasbro Pulse on Instagram. They're on Facebook. All the things, right?
We have a TikTok now.
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
we
an
have a
official Transformers.
It's good that
TikTok.
they're as good as
TikTok.
us
Make
when
sure
it
to go
comes
check
to
that out. Some great
wrapping
content
up.
on there. Definitely celebrating
You
the 40th
know, the
anniversary.
Facebooks.
Yep.
So until we see
This,
you all
that,
for an
the other.
update, thank you again. HasLab Omega Prime, I think its actual title, for being technical, is Transformers Legacy Robots in Disguise 2001 Omega Prime. So a lot of words. I think
That checks
I
out.
think we're trying to rival against the Smash and Change that came out a couple years ago for longest Transformer toy name. But we got a lot
I'm
of
so
fun
sorry to
going
our
on here.
packaging branding team that's going to have to fit that all on the box.
It'll be fine. It'll be great. So yeah,
Oh,
it is
it's
going to live in the world of
looking
Legacy
awesome.
if anybody was questioning that. So
Yep.
until we see you for a backer update, thank you. Head on over to HasbroPulse.com. Back Omega Prime right now. This will be yours, coming to you at some point early in 2025 is the goal.
Mhm.
Until next time, happy Transformers Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Till another one.
See you, lads.
Oh, it's all very exciting, isn't it?
Ending with the video they started it with. Alexis thinks it's only worth 120 quid.
Definitely not, Alexis.
Do you know what? I think when you think about the size of the two main boxes, 250 is still too much. 200 maybe, because of the fact that he's exclusive. I'm just, yeah. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, oh, I've got to order this straight away. Did they say what the deadline was? Did they give a deadline for ordering? I can't remember.
It's normally about 44 days, isn't it?
Is it? Ah, there you go then. It'll be, I'm sure, on the website. I haven't actually looked yet. I was
Are you
giving my
not
full
trusting me?
Oh no, I trust you completely, implicitly, Jamie. Just gonna look on the website though.
They're still going.
Yeah, still going. Oh, yeah, still going on the tiers.
Tier 1. Well, looks like they're going into the sex toy market. Yes.
Transformers Love Money
sex toy
crossover.
market.
15th of March, Don Bear says he thinks what the cut-off point was. Andy's bopping to the music for writing Max Headroom has got more moves than the Transformer. Ooh, Max Headroom on me, because I haven't. Yeah, I'm not a dancer. I'm built for it.
Oh, well, it's been
Wow.
very, very exciting. Very exciting.
Very emotional.
You know, to see all of this. And yeah.
That's a brave sex toy, says Bisto. Go hard or go home. That's what they say, Bisto. I don't. You obviously, I think you were in after about 10 seconds, weren't you? Of the toy, not the sex toy, obviously, element. But
yeah,
of the toy.
well, there it is, isn't it?
There we
you
go.
Know, Robots in Disguise 2001, Omega Prime, 250 quid. And you've got 44 days and 12 hours and 38 minutes, probably 39 minutes now. Well, 37 minutes to get this.
Let's not count down every second.
That's what we will be doing. Transformers Show will be live in here for the 44 days.
It'll be like the transfer window. Nothing will happen with us until then. Right, the last minute. No, I want to back it now. I want to back it.
Yes.
So Nick's saying that's €300 roughly in Ireland and Europe. Yeah, it seems to be a mixed bag. I don't mind that it's already.
Does it have to be cash? Can I offer some DVDs, some egg, a cow?
Swap. I've got some
What's
kidneys.
the batter price? What? That's what I want to know.
Oh dear. I'm not, like he says, I'm not getting this time back, am I? A sentiment we all know very well on a Friday night, Alexis. Cheers for your support, Alexis. I really appreciate that.
Thinking about the fact is you got two bots.
They're big as well. They're not small sized, are they?
Yeah, big bots. I think Victory Saber was originally about 160, wasn't he?
I think it was around 670. Yeah, it was around that area.
So that's a massive. It's a massive markup, isn't it?
Yeah. But then I'm not surprised, but I kind of expected it because we've seen the prices of so many of the other mainline figures go up. So your deluxes, you're paying like 25 quid for a deluxe nowadays.
Yeah.
Over 30, 32, 33 quid for the Voyagers. Obviously, we know the Titan's gone up to, well, RRP is 220, but you can get it for less than that, obviously, as we know. But if you shop around a bit. it's kind of just the way it is at the moment. I'd be interested to know if it's the same in every other toy line. I know it's not with some of them. But then you see, do those toy lines do as much as a Transformer does? Because you are essentially getting 2 toys in one, aren't you? Whereas if you're just buying your standard figure, it's just a figure, isn't it, with some accessories? So you got to justify it to yourself individually, I suppose, each and every one of us. Lee, I remember when deluxes were £10 too. I'm that old. And you can get them in Asda. That's how long ago that was.
I'm just thinking, though, 250, and it's a lot of money. I mean, you think about it. If you're buying 2, you're paying the price for Unicron, and that will be interesting to know if they'll take a tally of how many people will actually buying 2 of these figures, because then they might think to themselves, maybe we can do another planet-sized release next time.
I mean, Ultra Marcus has made the point. It's roughly the same price of tidal wave. You can pick tidal. Yeah, you're looking at £30-50 difference, because you can pick up tidal wave for 200 from some of the independents at the moment. You get a lot for this. I don't think you can deny you get a lot for it. But if this isn't, like, I'm coming in there from this as somebody who's not that big a fan of RID at all. So for me, there's not that immediate nostalgia, grab that makes me go, oh God, I've got to get hold of this. I think I like the Optimus Prime. I like the look of him in the super mode. Magnus with his 70% legs, I'm not such a fan of. And the weaponizer is cool, but I don't think I'd go in on it to get the weaponizer. I know some people would, and then just sell the rest off, and that's fair enough.
Yes.
But yeah. And then I think you'll get some people who might get it and sell the weaponizer off. Who knows? We'll see what the price of them are on the secondary market. But at least you've got 44 days to decide. Nobody has to decide right now. We're not got a gun to our heads. You've got a bit of time to think about it, and also hopefully maybe see a bit more of the reveals as they try to entice more people in. Right now, for me, if you ask me right now on the spot, are you going to get this? I would say no. But like I said,
I'm going to get 1 copy.
days.
I'm going to get definitely 1 copy. I'm not sure about the second copy. I would want to know what the transformation would have a proper look at him to see if it's worth having 2.
You see, I was hoping you were going to get 1, because that way I can just have a look at yours next time we meet up. I don't have to shell out the 250 quid. But yeah, I like the look of the super mode Optimus Prime. Not for me, but I know there'll be a lot of very happy fans of the original toy in RID who will be absolutely ecstatic with this. And have at it, lads and lasses and everyone else. Get it ordered. Let's get it backed, because at the end of the day, the more of these that get backed, the more we get.
Yes, I mean, my brain is. I'm really. I'm thinking about it just now. I'm just.
Don't drive yourself mad with it, though.
I know, and I'm just thinking about it just now. God, you can't even. I'm going to see if I can zoom that up for people at home. So
my only thing is, like, the way I'm looking at it is the Prime, to me, is like a leader, commander class. So that nowadays for a commander class, you're paying about £90, aren't you? And then the Magnus is about the same size, but is it as interactive? Probably not, but similar height, I suppose. And then you get the kind of exclusive extra figure and all the bits and pieces. Like I say, I think around the £200 mark is probably what it's worth, but 250,
I mean, those renders do make it look quite good, and I can see it being a great display piece. Apart from Ultra Magnus.
But then I think we have to accept as well that there's a lot of people who might really like the original toy and have that nostalgia, but just can't drop £250 on, like you say, something that's more of a display piece. So in that case, I'd say to them, get the originals if you haven't got them, or
what age would the RID lot be about now?
Well, RID was 2001, so you're probably looking at about 30, maybe.
That's almost still not disposable income age, though, is it?
Well, not in today. Not with the way things are at the moment.
Yeah, sucks to be you. Yeah, that generation of you 70 will be their disposable income.
It's just interesting because we had the discussion in our own groups, and people were talking about mortgages and what's happening with how much people's mortgages are going up, and like things like the heating and electricity bills, all those things are still going up. And so,
I mean, even Hasbro going into the sex toy market, it's not going to do much.
That could do some serious damage.
I know. I'm
Dear.
surprised Alexis turned that down, or maybe he's looking at it now and thinking, actually, guys,
he protests too much. He's ordered one.
Yes. He's ordered 4.
How do I just get the sword? Emailing them as we speak. Oh, he's still in. He's still in the chat. I thought Alexis had gone. You can't let go now. He's in.
He's obviously decided he's not wasted enough time.
Yes, Alexis. Siege Magnus, the vehicle form, was based off that RID Ultra Magnus. That's why they look like alike. So, yeah. There you go. And now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
I mean, still doesn't look like a baseball.
No, Lee, when we said how old would the RID lot be, we don't mean that if they were born in 2001 when it came out, because there's not many babies get given a toy with like an age 8 and up. Play with that.
How big are these trucks going to be, like scale wise? Are they just going to dwarf the other vehicles in the cartoon?
We'll have to see, won't we? Because that's the thing. We only saw the renders, didn't we, of the vehicle modes. They didn't. I don't think have the grey models. I'm trying to remember now. I actually meant to come on with a pad and just note down any interesting points. Didn't do it. I had to leave to let the dog out.
I must admit, it's kind of weird because it was like when my initial response when I saw it was, you know what, it's not a bad choice. Everyone thought it was going to be that. So thanks to everyone suggesting it was going to be that. It was almost like I was prepared mentally. Then when I started to look at it, I seen how clean it was and how much choice the individuals, the design team were when they were handling it. I thought, I think I'll get this. But still, deep inside, I thought, no Photobots, no Power Master Optimus Prime. If that was a Power Master Optimus Prime, I might have been jumping for joy.
I think a lot of us older generation would, and that's the thing. Like Alexis just made that point as well. We've got to remember that there is Transformers beyond G1. As much as we love it and we want to always see the G1 stuff come back, there's a whole raft of fans of RID, a raft of fans of Beast Wars. I know, surprising. A raft of fans of the Unicron trilogy and everything else. Anime. I mean, we've seen that with 6.0's. Polls on the best cartoon on Twitter. X. If people haven't been following that, go and have a look. I mean, it's been incredible.
I was surprised animation.
I voted for animated because I've watched animated and I've never watched Beast Wars, not all of it anyway. So I voted animated, which should be a big surprise because I did say animated was in my top 5 all-time Transformers cartoons.
Alpha did put
50.1%
to vote for Beast Wars, and I was pretty sure.
I know, and you answered, and I was so tempted to say traitor.
I think when people answered the call, they went animated. Done.
Yeah, we answered the call. That was only 1%, wasn't it? I think 6.0 even said it was like 10-20 votes was the difference in the end between the winner and the loser. I mean, that should have been the final probably. As much as we all love G1. You cannot say that the G1T cartoon series is a better written, animated, and produced cartoon series than a lot of the ones that we've had since. It's just we fucking love it because it's the beginning. It's what we all, not all of us of a certain age, grew up on, and you cannot help but love it because of that. And it's why I've made G1 my number 1 on our top 5 cartoons as well.
Yeah, I mean, G1, the precursor of everything, and I think, like Marky said, it's the 40th anniversary, and I think it should have been. I think for that it should have been a G1, and I
agree.
And I don't mean to knock this, but I think they're going to have anniversaries come up for these guys when they hit their 40s, that age range, where people like me. We'll be dead. I
hope not.
I hope not as well.
God, it's going to be so weird when we're like in our 60s or whatever, and we're still collecting Transformers.
And I'm still going, no Photobots, no Photobots.
Which care home would you like to go in, Dad? Whichever room's got room for the collection. It's coming with me.
All of it.
Anyway, well, there you go. That was it then. That was the reveals. No extra things. I wasn't expecting any because it was the HasLab stream, so I wasn't expecting them to chuck in Studio Series Swoop at the end. But there you go. I'll have to get off now because I've got to go and do the school. After all that excitement, I've got to go and pick up the kids and the wife.
Yeah, I'm going to go and contemplate this. Contemplate.
I just imagine you sat for hours. One or two.
Looking out the window. One or two. A question you must always ask yourself.
Yeah. Especially Vince McMahon. Anyway, shall we end it there?
Yes. Well,
thank you to everybody who joined us.
Thank you for everyone who joined in for the chat. It's been amazing, and thanks for sharing this experience with us. I wish it was for myself, Optimus Prime. I wish it was. But thank you, and goodbye.